Yo, what's up, Saber folks? I'm here with another epic tutorial for an easy move that almost anybody can do with a lightsaber. So the first step in any of these acrobatic moves, if you want to get them with the saber, is of course, unfortunately, to remove the lightsaber. We don't want you, using an expensive, heavy metal object that could hurt you, throw off your technique, throw off the way that you learn it, and just throw off your center of weight and could, make life a little more difficult for you. First thing I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to take a step maybe forward slightly to your right. And what you're going to do is you're going to swing the leg across your body, forward and across. So like probably 45-degree angle. So you're going to step, swing, back. Step, swing. I like to have pointed toes. Was a gymnast sort of for a little bit. So step, swing. I just think moves look better with pointed toes. Step, swing. And then the next step for that, I would have you, if you can, take a little bit bigger of a lunge, take a big lunging step as you can comfortably take, and you're going to kind of do a circle. You're going to drag it across your body and make a little circle. If you can't go up here like this, that's okay. You're just going to, just a little bit. So there's not, because you can progress this. If I can get you to do a move that you can progressively do more, you can do it harder, you can do it with more volume, more height, that's fine with me. So I just want to give you the groundwork here. So step across, open. If you can use more force, step across, open. Try to make a big circle, because that's basically what we're going to do when we get to the ground. So when we get to the ground, I'm going to set you up in the same orientation that you had when you swung your foot. So in my case, my left foot was swinging in front. So I'm going to sit in that same kind of angle, in that orientation. I'm going to take if it's my left foot, I'm going to take my left hand and post. My left leg will be straight because I'm throwing my left leg over. It's just a principle for this move. You can do it on both sides. If your left leg is going over, your left arm is posting. And if my right leg is going over, my right arm is posting. So for this particular thing, I would have you either put your fingers back away from you or even back like away and then back into you. So it's a little uncomfortable, but you want that shoulder openness when you push up into the next position, which is right here. You're going to push with the base leg here. In this case, it's my right leg. I'm going to push. My hips are going to come up. Try to pick your hips up as high as you can. This really helps. Just get in the habit of doing this. This is the max sort of range, kind of. If you cannot do that, that is okay. This will work. If you can bounce here and just kind of like pump your fist a little bit, it'll work. So what it looks like ideally is something like this. Kick up and over. That would be cool. I do not expect you guys to do that first try. I'll show you right now a couple of ways you can get around doing it perfectly first time. So a couple of things you can do. Just note that I'm facing the opposite direction now that I was. So my right leg is going to go over. My right arm is posting onto the ground. For those of you that want to do both sides. You don't have to go all the way up over your chest. Your hips, ideally this move, you want your hips over your chest. That's what makes it pretty. And you want your legs nice and long and elongated like this. I understand that not everybody will have that. But what you can do is do a little one. So maybe this leg can be straight, maybe it won't be straight. It'll be a little bit like this. If you can just get a little bit of a push, a little bit of a throw with your chest, with your arm, you can launch it with your arm over. You can push up. It helps if you can push with this arm if you can only do so much. You can actually do this in a very tiny version of it, which will look like this. So remember, you're going to kick this and you're going to push this at the same time. And that's a mini version of it. Once you have this mini version of it, where you go hit, it's just literally your legs flopping over. You can add some more definition, more strength to your movement, and you can push little bit by bit, kind of do like a little kick over, and you can go a little higher. You can even have your legs bent. I like them straight, but you can have them bent like that. You're going to see all sorts of different ways to do this. If you have a wrist, arm, shoulder injury, please take care of that before you try this, but here are some of the miniature ways that you can do it. So again, the foot, it'd be great if you could bring the foot all the way up over your posting shoulder and back to around your feet or your toes to your fingers would be ideal. If you can't do that, that is okay. This is something that you just work on and getting the strength to even push yourself up. So The tiny version again would look something like this. And those are some of like the intermediate versions of that. So once you have that down and you feel like you have it pretty consistent, I would do it like 30 times at least on each side. You can maybe start to think, I might even recommend you not starting with a blade in it, just so you can get the feeling of having weight in your hand as you go over. My principle is always to start new crazy moves, usually backhanded. So I want you to do that. I want you to throw, and you're actually gonna not literally throw the saber, but you're going to throw your arm up, hold tight onto the saber, and this weight is actually gonna help you go up a little bit. I'm only using my arm there, and I'm getting like an inch of stuff. I'm not even pushing off this leg. So when you do that again, you're gonna throw, push, kick, boom. If you add the actual kick, if you actually think about engaging with both legs and you kick with this one and then you kick with this one, it looks a little better. And you also have to push off that arm. And you can do it in both directions. You could go this way, you could go four-handed like that. If you can't do that transition, it's totally fine. You can practice coming down from like a lunge or something like that. Coming down, sitting down, you get to play with this. Up, over, across. Up to you. So now I'm going to do a couple more of these just so you can see some different versions of it. I'm not consistent every time. I do it a little bit different probably every time. So that's there for reference for you. Give it a shot on your own, and then that'll be it. So that's about all I have for you today, guys. If you like this video, please feel free to follow my Instagram page. If you're seeing this on YouTube, feel free to subscribe. If you think these things are, attainable moves that you guys can do, I'd love to hear your feedback. This is too hard, or this is like the perfect level of skill, because I was thinking about how do I make acrobatic-ish moves more accessible to people who don't feel like they can do it at all. And the answer is, start at the smallest increment of the movement that you think you want to do, that you think you can do. Start there. Safest, smallest increment of something that you can do, and move with that. So with that said, thanks so much for watching, guys, and hope to see you guys next time.